How's it going, boys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're gonna do something that I always wanted to do for a while. Ever since I made that tier list guide for all the heroes, strength heroes are just like the best thing in the world because I play strength heroes. I probably main strength heroes, even though most carries are agility heroes. I play more strength heroes than agility carries. And that there's a good reason. There's a very good reason. It's because you don't actually have to have a brain to play them because they just don't die. They're tanky, they're strong, and they have good spells. So, you don't die to magic burst, and you just need to buy some armor, and then you're good to go most of the time, 90% of the time. So yeah, well, strength hero hits hard, and they're less agile, but it's made up for their tankiness per se, and that's really good. And I actually want to make a semi-serious guide because the previous couple guides I like them a lot. Other people, I think people like them, and yeah, why not? So I actually cannot find a proper strength hero tier list, so I'm just gonna skip out on any hero that's not a strength hero. Before we start, disclaimer, Ogre Magi is actually not a strength hero, believe it or not. I thought he was, but he's actually an intel hero. And that's kind of a big oof because I actually wanted to rank him, but no, he's an intel hero. So we're going to do all the strength heroes, starting from number 1, Abaddon. Abaddon, I want to say Abaddon's honestly probably fatty tier. Now, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. Senpai tier, fatty tier, B tier, the normal tier, weakling, and pathetic tier. There's not much to say. The name kind of speaks for itself. So yeah, fatty tier, he's very tanky. He doesn't have a stun, but he does have a very, very good spell that makes you unable to stun people. And you can reverse stun people, so they can get unstunned and whatnot. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Also, let me just avoid someone from my last match because I forgot to do that. And I need to do that right now. I'm gonna avoid this guy, and I'm gonna avoid this guy, and I'm gonna avoid this guy. Avoid everyone. Yay. Alright, so back to the guide. Alchemist. You guys are probably looking for me to do this one because I play Alch a lot. I don't recommend people playing Alch, but since this is just a tier list based on me, I'm gonna put him as senpai tier. Why? Because Alchemist is Alch. You get gold really fast, and you're not really tanky. Actually, you're kind of tanky, but you're tanky for the first, the mid-game portion is when you're really tanky and you're kind of unkillable. I want to say once you get your Radiance and maybe SNY BKB, you're actually just unkillable. No one can kill you. It doesn't matter who it is. In order to kill you, they need to use all 5 spells on you at the exact same time to burst you, or else you're just going to heal back up. And you're obviously getting gold and stuff, so that's just good. These are not strength heroes. Axe. I want to say Axe is honestly senpai tier. Now, my win rate on Axe is actually abysmally bad. It's probably negative. It's actually 0%, believe it or not. I have over 6 games on Axe and I have not won a single one. But I do believe Axe has amazing potential because he has a taunt that goes through BKB. AoE, BKB, piercing taunt, and he can pretty much solo any carry in the game. That's like agility carry that attacks really fast. Without Satanic, he can pretty much kill anyone because Blade Mail spins, and now he can buy Manta and shit. So that's just OP. Beastmaster, when he still had Necro Book, I want to say he's fatty tier, but to be honest, he's kind of like a weakling tier now. He has his fucking axes that he throws, the Aghanim Scepter, but that's about it. He doesn't really do the same job when he had the Necro Book. He's kind of weird now, in a weird spot. Before he played the zoo, he had his little zoo army that attacked people, and he can pick off support super easily with his BKB piercing stun. You know what? Maybe he's nah, I mean, he might be B tier. I'll put him here for now. Maybe I'll change it later. These are not strength heroes. Brewmaster is kind of I actually think Brew is really strong. But just the fact that no one plays this hero, I'm pretty sure Brew is the least played heroes in the entirety of Dota. And just nobody plays this hero. And the fact is, like, he's kind of hard to play, man. I don't know. Maybe he's like weakling tier because he's strong, but I think he's stronger than Beastmaster, but he's in a weird spot. I really don't think that people are using him correctly. I think a good brew player is like fatty tier, but like, you know, I don't think he's that good, to be honest. Because you have to, it's too hard to play brew properly. You know, it's almost like controlling 3 units, and it's not that hard, but people don't do it properly, man. They don't do their combos right. And to be honest, he's a little bit weird in a way that, you know, the rest of his spells are okay. He could become a very good carry though. Maybe B tier. Bristol back is definitely like fatty tier. I want to say he's senpai tier, but you know, he has his goo, he has his Heart of Tarask and everything. Not Heart of Tarask. He has his Bristol back, and he has the goo. He has the AoE goo with the Ag, so that's what makes him super strong. And the best thing about Bristol is that everyone who I put in fatty tier, you basically need like 1 brain cell to play, because you're pressing 2 buttons and that's it. And you're walking around right clicking everyone, which is really, really strong. Centaur, fatty tier as well. Very tanky, very strong, and he has the ult that benefits the whole team on the entire map. And just this ability alone counters like half of the heroes in the game. Because any ability that basically slows you, or any ability that wants you to like stay near them, like let's say you're doomed, let's say your Venomancer slowed or like whatever, and you can just run away from, like Centaur counters all of that shit. Even like Pangolier, because once you get Aghanim Scepter, he can't really like chain stun people properly, and that's a big deal. Yeah, pretty good. Chaos Knight is like a carry, so I think CK is kind of underwhelmed. Like CK is probably senpai tier. Yeah, I think CK is senpai tier for sure, because CK is one of those heroes that people, if you don't have good ways to deal with illusions, he's kind of like a PL, except for that his illusions are 50 billion times stronger. So he kind of just whacks you once and just fucking 50 people whacking everyone out at the same time. You just get melted, evaporated from Dota. Yeah. Clockwork, I want to say he's senpai tier because he's hard to play a little bit, but the thing about Clockwork is that Clockwork poses a threat to so many things. Now, I actually think he's not senpai tier, he's more like B tier, because one, he's not that tanky, and now that I think about it, there's some items that completely make him useless, such as, you know, Force Staff and just Spider Legs. So literally a neutral item will make this hero just completely like fucking useless, almost. Yeah, I think he definitely fell off a little bit after all the neutral items. Darkseer, now Darkseer I think is actually in a pathetic tier. Why do I think this? He has his little like, you know, ult, which is super good against some heroes like Anti-Mage, DK, and like heroes that have like a dot effect on their attacks. But there's one problem with Darkseer, which is the fact that he has like a vacuum and that's it. He buffs his team. He's really weird. He doesn't really function too well on his own. And during the laning stage, all he does is fucking push the wave and just get farm. Like, yes, you get farm no matter what, but you're posing 0 fucking threat on the enemy carry. The enemy carry, if they're like semi-decent players, they're gonna get free farm. And you're gonna have to like try to like somehow make plays in the mid game. And if you don't manage to do that, you're kind of just like walking around, just like farming everything, but you're not doing anything at all. Next up is Doom. Doom is in B tier. Like the impact that Doom has on every game is pretty minimal. He has Doom, which is the most feared ability. Now, don't get me wrong, this is probably like the fucking scariest ability in the game, but it's so weird to land. One thing is that you can juke it, and it takes like a long fucking time to cast. I don't know why. If they make this ability faster cast time, it will be better. Like, he has to raise his sword and then like do that little animation to cast it. And the fact that like Doom, he farms super fast. He has like 2 Midases. He has, but his like Scorch Flame, he, you know, I don't know, man. Doom is so slow. He has no attack speed. I'll say he's like, he's definitely not B tier. And maybe he's like the top of fatty tier. I think he's up there, man. He's pretty good. DK, no question. DK is just straight up senpai tier, I think. Above, like, under CK, but why? Because he has reliable spells. Like, he has a thing that helps him lane. He's actually super tanky, man. DK is probably the most the tankiest hero in the entire all the strength heroes at like level 2 and 3. I want to say that the only one that's honorable mention is like Centaur with the Vanguard, but besides that, like, if DK made Vanguard, he's straight up unkillable. But the fact is, he doesn't need to make a Vanguard because he just has so much armor. And he has a reliable stun that's very short cooldown. So unlike some of these other ones, yes, it's a single target, but it's a long ass fucking stun and it's very reliable. He has like a small little nuke, which most heroes have too. So that's not, and you know, he's a range hero, which is pretty unique because so far, as you can see, there's not a single range hero, right? DK is one of them if he ults. The other one being Husker, I believe. And that's also honorable mention right there. So Earthshaker is a support. I want to say Earthshaker is definitely senpai tier. He can change the outcome of the game. Just too many stuns and everything just makes him super good. Earth Spirit, pathetic tier. Most people don't know how to play him. He's just like this is based on my opinion, okay? The Earth Spirit players in my pubs are absolutely pathetic. They don't do anything, and they they don't know how to cast their spells. I swear to God. If you're playing Jirax or Spirit, maybe I'll put you like B tier, but pathetic tier, guys. Or just pick fucking Earthshaker. It's just so much easier to play. And you have a more impactful ultimate most of the time. You encounter more heroes. Outer Titan, now this hero is kind of weird. He takes some skill to play, but I'm going to put him at B tier. Why? Because Outer Titan, I want to put him at like A tier, but because of the amount of people who don't know how to play him, I'm going to put him at B tier. The fact of the matter is, Outer Titan can be a carry, and he's actually super good against most agility heroes like Terrorblade, Morphling, because he makes them all have 0 armor. Now, a lot of these agi heroes, a lot of these strength heroes buy AC and like armor items. Now, agility heroes usually don't buy that shit. They just have a bunch of base armor, and essentially you have 0 armor against Outer Titan. He's gonna smack you twice, and you're just dead, and that's kind of fucking OP in my opinion. Next up, we got Husker. Now, Husker is very unique because people don't play him right, but I want to say he's the top of the fat tier. Why? He is a ranged strength hero, which just puts him like unique. First of all, like not a lot of ranged strength heroes have that. And 2, Husker. If you're good at Husker, you're good at Armor Toggle. They don't have anything like AA or like, you know, other stuff or Vipers and shit like that. You're kind of unkillable. You can 1v5. When you see a Husker at 10 HP, he's actually at 100 HP. That's just facts. What else is there? Io. Fucking pathetic tier. Honestly, like, Io's really strong, don't get me wrong, but people, like, they're so useless, man. Io just links you all day. Like, yes, you play mid Io, but you just, up against, like, a Husker or Alk, you're just completely fucking useless. You're giving them free farm. You're gonna lose the game. And Io, like, you know, he just links you in the lane. He just doesn't stun. He doesn't stack camp. Like, he's so fucking useless, man. I want to give Io more credit, but honestly, like, in pubs... By the way, this is from pubs, okay? This is not, like, your TI player kind of shit. Next up, we got Kunkka. Probably S tier. Senpai tier. Main reason because he has a really good stun and he has the low combo. It is a little bit hard to pull off, but the cleave is really strong. He's tanky as fuck. Like, Kunkka is always a good pick. You can almost never go wrong with Kunkka mid. Like, you're just always going to be useful because you got a good wave clear. So, even if you have a bad matchup, you can just, like, shove the wave and run away. And then most of the time, it's fine. Maybe, yeah, you know what? Senpai tier. Next up, we got Legion. Legion definitely fucking top of the top senpai tier. Kunkka's at the bottom. Legion is so good, okay? Legion is literally Abaddon, but better. You have more right-click damage. You have a stronger laning presence. You have a way to counter illusion heroes with your Q. And the dual effect is like the best fucking ability in the game. And it stacks damage permanently. It's literally a better version of Abaddon. There's no question. Legion is definitely like top of the fucking top, guys. I don't even have to explain. he counters like most of the heroes too, which is like a big problem. You know, if you pick anti-mage, like if you pick Legion, a lot of heroes they could play, they can't. And you can also do decently against like Troll Warlords and Ursas. You just gotta play like around that. Lifestealer, S tier, Senpai tier. A lot of these train tiers are Senpai tier, as you can see, they're very strong. Which is why I might put Kunkka at Fatty tier actually. I'll put him at the top of Fatty tier. Lifestealer, free BKB. Anything like Jug, Lifestealer, free BKB is a fucking S tier in my opinion. Like anything that gives you free BKB, anything that has you like a get out of jail free card, which is his Infest and Wraith King's ultimate, is fucking OP. Okay, there's no question. Next up we got, what else do we got here? We got Lycan. Now Lycan used to be like the top of the list for me before Necros got removed. Now he's like, he's kind of weak now. I want to say I tried the Echo Saber build, Armlet, and like, you know, like the right click build is pretty good, and he has wolves, but he's kind of weak now, man. He's kind of in the same situation as Beastmaster, where the Necro book made him like the best hero, but now without it, he's kind of like why would you just pick Lycan if you can play not Lycan? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So it's like Lycan's like, you could say, yeah, you get your ultimate, you got like good laning, but like, bro, most of these strength heroes have pretty good lanes. The only difference being that you're really fast. You got no stuns though. I mean, you do farm fast with your wolves, but just pick like Lifestealer or some shit. Like, you're just way better to carry, honestly. Even Bristol back is better than Lycan. Next up we got Magnus. Now Magnus Kun is actually, in my opinion, Fatty tier. Now he's probably somewhere in the middle, because he can give carries Empower, which is a free battle fury. Most of the time, what you should be doing is giving your carry Empower like from like 10 minutes and on once you're jungling. And if you're not, they're gonna have to buy battle fury, which is bad. But you know, you can like Jug Mag, PA Mag. A lot of these heroes with Mag is super OP. It boosts their damage as well, which is insane. And you have a BKB piercing stun, AoE, very strong. Just gotta play him right and not miss your RP. We got Mars. Mars is easily fucking Senpai tier. Like, he's definitely like here. A very high damage nuke with his Q and W. Very easy to play. Tanky. And he has a spell that makes him like very strong team fight spell. Like, it combos with 99% of the things in Dota, because you're trying to keep them in a certain area, like Medusa, Phoenix, like anything, and the attacks cannot go through with it. Very, very strong. Like Phoenix and everything, you plot the egg and you put the arena around the egg, or you put it like where the enemy is so they can't hit the egg. Yeah, that's very, very strong. Like, honestly, Mars is kind of broken most of the time. Mars is literally Bristol back, but better, you know? Like, Bristol back has no stuns. Mars has stuns. Like, that's the thing difference. He might be less tanky, but, you know, like, he's very fucking good. Next up, we got NizeStalker. NizeStalker is in a weird situation. I really like this hero. I honestly think NizeStalker is actually right behind Legion. He's not really tanky. He is not. NizeStalker is actually more tanky than you might think. Most people don't understand how tanky NizeStalker is, but if you think about it, NizeStalker is actually one of the most tanky heroes out there. He has the highest, one of the highest base armor and base stats, and dude, his ultimate makes him a fucking life hack. He has one of the strongest silences in the game. He doesn't have a stun, but he has a mini stun. Now, he could literally become a carry in the late game, and the fact that he can fly over everything and do insane damage while doing it is, like, insane, in my opinion. Anything that gives you, like, map hack is OP, which is why Centaur should be, like, higher up on the list, honestly. Same with Bristol back. Yeah, something like this. Actually, now that I think about Kunkka's not actually that good. Maybe he's in the B tier, top of the B tier. Yeah, and like DK's all Centaur, very strong. What else is there? Ogre Magi is not it. Omni Knight is in the pathetic tier currently, mainly because his ult is just like, is way too long cooldown. He's so fucking slow. He has really strong abilities, but it's just not cutting it for him right now, guys. people pick Omni Knight, they generally like if you're people only pick him if you spam him. Why would you pick Omni Knight if you can't pick like Oracle? You know, it's just like I don't know. Omni Knight's in a weird situation, bro. He used to be good, now he's kind of like situational, I want to say. Even then, he can be replaced by a lot of heroes that does their job better. He's just kind of weak in lane. Too slow. Next up we got Phoenix. Easily fucking like top of the S tier. Now Phoenix, just Phoenix alone, the amount of damage a position 4 or 5 Phoenix can do, sometimes even overmatches the mid laner. And that's because for a good reason, because Phoenix poses so much fucking damage, and his ult combos with so many other people's ultimates. And if you have Phoenix alone, your team fight just goes up, like through the roof. Like you have Phoenix, team fight equals good. That's like how Phoenix works. Next up we got Pudge. Obviously Pudge is like fucking pathetic tier. You know, because so many people play him. You know, Pudge is actually kind of spuffed a little bit. He has like a little displacement ability that no other hero has too well of, like the hook. Yes, Mars has spear and stuff, but no, he has a save. His ultimate is a save now, so he's almost like a portable healing that saves you, like an astral, but heals you as well. And he can skill infinitely with the BKB piercing stun. So maybe he's like top of the weakling tier. But like honestly, guys, I want to put Pudge in the pathetic tier, but I think he could be situation. You know what? Fucking Pudge is a. If you have Pudge in your lane, you just lost the lane, so he's in pathetic tier. Honestly, I'm gonna move Darkseer up to weakling. Darkseer is definitely better than Pudge, and Pudge is worse than Earthshaker. So yeah, that's about right. Next up, we got Sand King. Sand King, Senpai tier, somewhere above Alk. Reason being that Sand King used to be weak. Now he has an ability that makes him invis and deals damage in Sandstorm. His laning is a lot stronger. He doesn't have to be invis all. He can move around. He can attack. He has a Burrow Strike, low cooldown ability that's really good for chasing. Like Sand King is one of the best heroes that can chase you down with the Blink Dagger and Burrow Strike. And its ult can be cancelled. Like man, Sand King got buffed, dude. Sand King is actually strong now. Next up we got Wraith Dog. Okay, Wraith King, Skeleton King, right here. Maybe under CK. Why? I mean, guys, he has a free fucking Abyssal Blade, a free Satanic, a free fucking Daedalus, and a free fucking Aegis. What else do you have to say? That's fucking broken. And he's just like fucking. You don't have to have a brain to play. You just play like, you know, play like a noob, and you're fine. Slardar, fatty tier, at the bottom, fatty tier. The biggest reason about Slardar being low is because he doesn't have any tower push, and he needs to fight constantly, guys. And Slardar gets hard countered by illusion heroes. There are some heroes that get semi countered by illusion heroes, but Slardar gets hard countered by illusion heroes, and he's really good at roashing. He's really good at single target killing. But if he does get countered, or if he can't push towers, he's kind of fucking bad. Next up we got Spearmaker. Spearmaker position for always strong, always useful, fatty tier for honestly same tier as Earthshaker. You're always gonna be useful. You're always gonna be, you know, impactful. You're gonna be strong, and you know, good shit will happen if you pick Spearmaker. You have global presence. You have a BKB piercing stun, and you can bash people like, and you're very tanky. Like, man, I want to put him even higher. Like, people underestimate how tanky Spearmaker is. Status res makes you unstunnable, and you just run away really fast. Like, it's so many times Spearmaker charges in like face first. People try to use all their spells on him because they're just like retards, and he presses W beforehand and just runs away. Like, you just can't die. Tell me if I missed anything. I don't think I did, but maybe if I did. Next up, we got Sven. Sven is somewhere above Alk, because Sven is like a better version of Alk because he gets his damage bonus. He farms fast. He gets a free cleave, and he's literally the same thing as Alk, but he has a much more reliable stun, and he has like a more team-oriented strategy play. He has ability that buffs his team, and he's a much more consistent damage dealer, I want to say. Because, guys, Alk attack. This is the math behind Alk and Sven. Alk will stun you and hit you like 50 times, maybe bash you once and kill you, and while burning you with Radiance and Acid Spray. This is the math behind Sven. He either blinks on top of you or just walks up to you, stun, Echo Sabers you twice in a row, and you're fucking dead. Like 2 hits and you're dead. 2 big ass crits. That's the math. And Alk doesn't have that. Next up we got Tidehunter. Definitely like up there, man. He's like literally like somewhere here. Maybe like, yeah. This guy's unstunnable. You can't stun him. He has a fucking Ravage AoE stun. He has a ability that reduces your damage and armor reduction. Like, what else can you fucking ask for, guys? The only thing you might say, like, he doesn't have like low cooldown stuns. So I want to say because of that, he has like a decent team fight, but it's kind of long cooldown. So maybe behind DK. But he's unstunnable. Like, the guy literally cannot get stunned. So, yeah, somewhere here. Next up we got Timbersaw. Timbersaw is somewhere here. Straight up. Timbersaw is the hero. If you're thinking of a hero to make space and they have like no counters for, you pick Timbersaw. Pretty much Timbersaw is super fucking mobile, does a shit ton of damage, doesn't really have stuns, but is unkillable. You cannot kill him. Like, he just doesn't die in the early game. Like, if he has a decent lane, he just cannot die because he's so mobile. Like, if you have a DK or like a tanky bristleback, yes, you're really tanky, but you get fucking chain stun, you're slowed, you get a fucking urn popped on you, you just die, like, eventually. Timbersaw, no. You just run away and you kill them before they even kill you. So, yeah, that's really good. Next up, we got Tiny. Tiny is in the weakling tier now. Because he got his, like, little combo, but, like, once the combo goes away, right-click Tiny is kind of fucking trash. Like, why would you pick right-click Tiny if you can just pick, like, anything else? You know, like, just pick Sven, man. Stop trying to be cool. Yeah, like, Tiny... It's kind of weird, because Tiny, if you play Tiny mid, you can transition into a carry, so, you know, in the early game, you can rush a Blink Dagger, get your, like, boost Blink, and then just run around with the bottle and, like, burst supports in, like, 1 second. Like, so you can do your little combo, right? You kill the supports, and then after you start snowballing, like, 10 and, like, 0, and then you can buy, like, Echo Saber, you can eventually get, like, Daedalus, BKB, and start becoming, like, a beast that you are. But, like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of unreliable. Sometimes supports run away with, like, 2 HP, and you have 0 attack speed, they just don't die. You gotta be kind of good at ganking, guys. It's kind of hard. Next I got Treant. Treant is in the somewhere in the pathetic tier. Probably somewhere here. So fucking useless, man. He has ability. Well, here's the thing about Treant. He's very special in the way that he heals towers, and it's very hard to push high ground. Like, if you don't commit to pushing the high ground, you're just never gonna chip it away. But here's the thing. Most of the time, it doesn't even matter. And Treant players are so useless because your ult is like okay. He's kind of strong in lane because he has high base damage. But he has no armor, so if you're like 2v1, sometimes you just die. And the fact of the matter is, most Treant players, they just buy fucking Meteor Hammer. They run on the side lane. They just like Meteor Hammer creeps. That's all they do all game. Like, they're fucking useless. Tusk. Somewhere in the Senpai tier. He's probably under Slardar. He BKB piercing stuns you and cancel TPs like Jug and stuff. He's like kind of scary in lane because he kills you. But again, no tower threat, single target. He has a really good save, so maybe somewhere here, man. Maybe somewhere here. Bristleback should be better actually. Bristleback should be like here. But he does fall off. I don't know. Somewhere here. Now I'm getting tired. Underlord, I'm just gonna go fast. Underlord is like fucking right here. I mean, he has the AoE stun. Tanki, your lord and savior. What else can you say? Undying, fucking weakling tier. He's really strong in lane, but if his laning stage falls off, he becomes a very fucking useless and no one likes him at all. Like, who cares about Undying? Like, screw you, Undying. Oh yeah, and we're done. Wow. We're actually done. You know what? I'm gonna explain a bit more about Undying. He needs to win his lane. If you don't win your lane as Undying, you're gonna be useless. Yeah, weakling tier. Wraith King, same place here, right here. Now, I kind of want to readjust the map a little bit because I don't think this is like exactly proper. So first thing first, I do like Alk, but to be fair, he's probably in the B+ tier based on the current patch and based on how pub players play him. Next up, we got Earthshaker, probably in the top of fatty tier, but definitely not like senpai tier. The Sven is actually top of fatty tier, probably not like here. The rest are okay. Over here, Bristol's probably higher up, probably like somewhere here. Stardust probably higher than this. Yeah, I want to say something like this. Huskar's probably somewhere here. Yeah. The rest are pretty normal. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the guide, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like. This took me 30 minutes to make. Yeah. If you guys enjoyed, I'll make a second video on agility heroes and top heroes. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out the Twitch, check out Patreon, check out anything and everything, boys. Have a very nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.